Revups are kind of an important part of the community, and I'll get into what it is, my vision is, and then a little bit of what each uh, lesson and the Revups will be about. I'm also excited because I have quite a few good speakers that have agreed to kind of come on Revups in the future and talk about their careers, their experiences, their geographies, because this is a worldwide network that we're trying to build, a worldwide career and business learning club. Revi Club welcomes you. So we learn through experiences, and experiences make us crave connections. These connections expand our perspectives, and these perspectives give us new thoughts. Thoughts compel us to action. Action precedes success, and success makes us grateful. And then this gratitude hopefully turns us back to others and helps us want to serve others. The unique selling proposition is we connect learners in a community and we build a real GTM plan as we go that you can share with employers. Like, I didn't just go and get this marketing, certificate or go to market class over a few months, but I built something, and I'll show you that at the end of this presentation. By the way, the presentation we're going to end by 12:40. Well, by 45. Well, that doesn't work either in India, but we'll do this about, because India is 10 and a half hours. Shweta is kind of helping me promote, and Shatal as well has kind of helped me think about the certificate element of this. So, okay, drum roll. Oh, I could have done a better job of this. I could have done one at a time, but I just didn't have the time to set up this whole presentation. I barely got all the yeses, right? I had to get yeses from people. I couldn't just put their faces and names up. So this took me a little bit of time. When you're going to market with a new product, you got to be in step across all the customer facing departments. So that's a big reason of my why. Like, why am I launching Revi School? Because there's tons of marketing experts, tons of sales experts, way beyond me. But my skill set is kind of bringing all those client facing functions together and launching products. The elements of racers, 18 inputs. This is what we learn. We learn how to start with the customer's big goal, and we learn how to translate that all the way through to your big goal as a company, which is typically making money. I mean, typically the company's main goal is increasing revenue, right? Or increasing profitability. And so this is what the lessons are about, and then how they try or demo and they're happy. So there's a story here that you're developing, almost like a customer. You have to get them fully trained, possibly. Maybe you're a restaurant and you're not fully training. You're not training your patrons. You're saying, here's our menu, here's how it works. So that's the fully trained. If it's software, obviously it's a bigger deal. And all that, if you can do all this and help your customer reach their goal, you're going to reach your goal. This is what Racers is about. I saw this actually today. Some of you may have seen this. I think I got this on LinkedIn. Someone has built the city of New York in Legos. And so I don't know if that's a kit. I mean, obviously it's a kit, but I don't think you just go to Walmart and buy that, right? That's amazing. And how would you launch a new consumer product? How would you launch a service? How would you launch a cake baking, company? You still have to reach the market before they care. You still need to then, once you build a little momentum, attract them to you with a story that creates some emotional, feeling in them. You've got to convert them, you've got to engage them, you got to renew them, and you got to scale your business. This is a little bit of a roadmap. I thought I would not do this right in 6 months, but because you guys are so awesome and made me feel great and joined today, this is a little bit of what I'm building. I'm launching the community now. It's free. It's free. Eventually I need to make money in this school, but not now. So we're going to get people through it. Get members settled onto revyschool.com. That's the learning management system. I'll briefly show you that. Get members building their live plans. I'll show you that right after this slide. And then hosting more rev-ups with speakers, doing some skill contests. So like I said, it's like a gym class for business people. We're going to have different folks that want to on rev-ups kind of talk about what they're doing in their work or their in their plan. And we'll have a kind of a showcase of students. Want to grow this to about 100 students by August, hire a full-time community manager, formalize the Revi go-to-market certificate. By the end of the year, kind of get a couple hundred students having gone through it, then hire a career placement manager. So the idea of any good school is at some point you've got enough validity and excitement around what you're, the education that people are getting, that you can go out to companies and say, Brad or Sweta, or Nicolette, they want to be in marketing, but they're not narrowly educated in marketing. They understand the entire go-to-market process. They understand what sales does. They understand how to win accounts back. So this is this holistic mindset of being customer-centric. So for the last part, I thought I'd get out of this a little bit and just show you quickly. Revi School is when you join the club, and anyone on this call, I'll give a free coupon code to. So we teach positioning to win. We teach all the elements of a go-to-market plan, which is racers, reach, attract, convert, engage, renew, and scale. And then we teach how to jump into the role, and we explore 18 jobs across marketing, 6 in marketing, 6 in sales, and 6 in client success. So these are the courses that are always there for you. And then there's a community that has started. This is my admin view of it, but we've got kind of a few folks already having created their profiles, all as part of revischool.com. This is essentially the live plan. You can build a real go-to-market plan. Our Racers dashboard helps you plan, execute, and measure your activities in our 6-step system. So I have a couple accounts, one on just in my personal. And so this is what you would see. You would see a dashboard that, until you populate it, if you don't have anything populated, there'll be a big message here saying, go set your budget. So I don't expect everyone to get all of this other than the concept, because actually you will learn. I know there's a lot of pretty experienced folks on this call who kind of understand, for sure, Chris and others who, Chris has done my job, right? Kind of led marketing and different things. And I'm sure there's a few others on the call as well. But for some of you that haven't seen a full plan, here's kind of different campaigns that I'll teach you as we go through the courses, right? You're kind of seeing what a plan could look like. You're building an email, you're paying for, marketing, co-marketing, you're buying a booth, you need to create a success story, you need to build a new page on your site for a specific market, you need to fly out and close that mega deal, you need to pay your client success team. So when you go to your profile, essentially you are being asked what your vision statement is. And you could say on this particular one, this is a test, but I am launching, not hope, I am launching. I think this one was a fintech. Let's see. This one was Our ideal customer is a VP of sales at a big bank, insurance company, or fintech. Achieve. Write a 50 to 100 word story incorporating a main incident, forcing your buyer to solve their problem and how they found you, right? So there's a process here. There's also a lot of you that have been, in a business class will have heard of a strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats analysis, a SWOT. I just had my class at Hanover do this actually. And so this is a way to visualize your competitive situation by saying, what is it that I'm doing in my sample plan as part of Revi School? Maybe you're launching, some sort of uh, a mental health consultancy, right? You're a mental health professional and you want to launch that. And so, what are your strengths in that capacity? Or what are your, weaknesses? Or we saw the Lego idea. Let's say you're launching a new game, right? What are your strengths in that capacity? What are your weaknesses? What are some opportunities for growth? And what are some threats? And you can move these around and just kind of visualize, save your SWOT. And so each one of these steps is something we do in Revi School. And then we actually go through and say, well, I've got a $60,000 budget that I set here. And I could say, you know what? 60,000 is a lot. Let's go to 40,000. And don't expect everyone to understand all of these things, but this would be helping you in your customer acquisition cost. What's the cost of my marketing? What's the cost of my sales? How many new customers am I driving? What's the headcount cost in marketing, in sales? What are the product costs if I want to add that? Do I want to include product costs? Do I want to include business costs? So, as an example, the last thing I'll show you is a real plan that I am starting to build for Revi School, eating my own dog food. It's not built out yet, but I did go in, and you can say, Chad, why isn't it built out yet? Well, I am building a global community of early career. Now, it's not actually early career, but I'm trying to pick a niche. Early career professionals and job seekers who learn and practice go-to-market skills with contests and live rev ups. And my revenue goal at first is very meager. Say it's $3,000. I want to make $3,000 in this by a certain date. I'll name my organization. How many active users? Well, I got 30 signups today, or for this webinar, so I'll put 30. What's my user goal? Well, I said I wanted 100, and you could see some of this is moving up here. So this tool is a way to start building and seeing your progress. Well, I'm 30% there on the customers I need. I'm 3%. I really haven't made $100 yet, but I just put that in there because if you don't put any money, the model doesn't really work. You got to have at least one cost in there and one, piece of revenue for the whole kind of application to work. I'm looking good on my budget. I've only spent $200. However, I've spent a bit more than that, but that's where I can decide how much to add in over here. And then the cost to acquire my first customer would be based on my cost of building my plans here, which I've not fully built this out yet. But based on what I've put here, the cost, and we'll just say this cost, it didn't cost me anything to promote, but let's just say it costs us 200. Then I could go back here and it's going to auto calculate from my campaigns. And now that moved up to $167. So now I'm tracking towards $167 for each new client. Now, once I get past a certain amount of clients, my CAC should go down, right? So these are things we spend a ton of time on. Well, looks like we have someone chatting. Can we clap now? Yes, we can do
Yay!
it.
I
There
think
you
it looks
go.
fantastic.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you.
Yay, yay. And honestly, it's exciting to see chat. On a serious note, I really think that it's a great niche. It's a need in the market, right? Most of the time, companies struggle to find the talent ready, and they want the talent ready. And on the other hand, right, students, right, I think increase the confidence when you have a skills on your pocket. So great job. That's why I say, okay, can we clap?
Nice. Well, thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
and thank you for inviting me to join this community and your journey. I'm excited and happy to be here.
Well, thanks so much. I will put a little schedule of who the next rev up. We'll have. It's not like I'll have a speaker every single time, but the idea is to bring in, some different talents. So thank you guys so much. If you have any questions, I'm at chad@revyschool.com or on LinkedIn.
Thanks, Chad. Chad, I have some follow-up questions, right? I mean, I'll probably email it to you in a day or two.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds great. I appreciate you coming.
Welcome.
Let's
Thank
keep the
you.
conversation going.
Yeah. Sound good to me.
Yeah, great work on this, man. It's cool to see it materialize as somebody that's still just showing some more people the old racer stuff, I guess, this morning.
Yeah.
So I still have those that presentation, and just really like the framework and the mindset, and I've seen lots of value from an application standpoint. So bringing it to an education standpoint is really good, because that's what a lot of the marketing education misses, is like practical application, and it's usually people who have taught before, and it's decades old learnings, and this stuff is grounded in what you'll do out of college in an actual role. So yeah, I think you're definitely onto something, and excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Chris. And Chris, he saw my early racers stuff a few years ago, which is good, but it wasn't to the point of where it is now. And so with feedback, I mean, look, that's the only way we get better, right?